What's up, party people? G5 Productions in the place to be. Superman first class in the mix. Today we're going to talk about the Arriba Case AC-427. Let's get it in. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm Gerald with G5 Productions. Happy to share with you once again. As always, we're continuing to build our industry together. So don't forget to smash that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to keep up with all these cool videos, all you got to do is rock that bell. So what we're going to talk about today is actually two bags, but one real briefly. I also ordered a case for the Bose S1 Pro. We're not going to get too deep in that, but the main thing of this video is I'm going to show you guys how I currently use the AC-427 Arriba case, and I'm going to also show you a cool idea that I came up with for the new one that I ordered. Party people, here's the Bose S1 Pro. We have a pair of these, but only one of them has a cover. So to protect it, we obviously want the other speaker here to have a cover. Now, this is a pro tip. It might be worth it to you to invest in some kind of case or cover. Hard case, soft case. I use soft cases. But let's go ahead and open up the cover for the Bose S1. So here it is right here with the Bose logo. Got the hole in the top because the Bose speaker does have a handle there. This is what it says on the front. This is what it says on the back. So it's pretty simple. I love protecting any gear that we use here at G5 Productions. It is an investment after all, so why let it get beat up where you can start to deteriorate not only the look of it, but you can possibly damage things like all your knobs and stuff like that. So covers are a great way to protect your assets. All you have to do is put the Bose logo on the front and just slide it straight down. There's the top and the bottom. So now that we're done with the Bose S1 Pro cover, we're now going to get down to the nitty gritty and talk about the Arriba Cases AC-427. So there it is right here, as you can see it. Currently inside of this bag, I do have some Freedom Strips in it. I'll put all of the dimensions on the screen for you guys. I'm not going to bore you by talking about that too much. But basically you have your main carry straps and they are held together by this Velcro right here. So check it out. On the flap of the main compartment here, you do have this place where you can put your business card, or maybe you can label this as what's in the bag, and especially if you have a bunch of those. Although you can slide a business card in there, there's one piece of Velcro up top here. So once you put your business card or your label, whatever you decide to put there, it's secured in there with the Velcro piece right here. So you basically have two compartments on here. You have one main compartment with these two zippers opening up the top flap right there. And for me, inside, it is the perfect fit for the Chauvet Freedom Strip Hex 4. Again, I'll put the dimensions of the bag just so you have an idea of about how long the Freedom Strips are and why it makes a good fit. There are other strip lightings by other manufacturers that can fit in this bag just alike. You just have to basically match the dimensions on the screen here so you can know if it fits or not. So let's go ahead and remove these. Basically, you have some Velcro on both ends of the bag, so you have this very long piece of foam that's covered by nylon here. The whole inside of the bag is also nylon even down to the bottom, and again, you can remove this. So another compartment of this bag is in the front. It's just a little pouch right here. Pretty cool to put some cables or whatever you want to put in there, so check this out. Inside you got these two foams covered with nylon, and they also have some Velcro on both ends of them alike, so we'll discover how to use that in just a little bit. So that's pretty much the gist of this bag, and you can use it for whatever purpose you want to. For me, I use it right now for the Freedom Strip Hex 4s by Chauvet, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it next. So let's get everything all put back together here. There's some Velcro right here on the middle strip I just put in, and also on both outer edges of the bag itself. So I think what this is meant to do is basically put these Velcros in there and align it up like so. So that way a couple of things happen. If you have, say, two smaller strip lights, you could probably put the cables down here. So basically you're creating some kind of separator on both the front and the back of the bag if you need to, right? So it'll be something like this. So now you got a compartment here, 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 and here, right? So I don't need these. So a quick note I want to make to you about the Freedom Strip Hex 4s here. Even with the feet on both ends of both lights, it fits in there just fine. I still got a little bit of space here without stretching or nothing like that. So once you put everything in there, the lights do fit in there quite comfortably. And actually I could put the cables here or here, but I generally don't keep the cables with the bag because once they're charged for me, I just have them in standby in another section. So now that I've shown you guys how I currently use the AC-427 bag, we're going to get into how I'm going to use the new one, and it's not going to be for Freedom Strips. Hit the like button. Not like that new bag smell. All right, so if anybody's curious, here's what's on the front of this card, and here's what's on the back. So here's a bag that have been with me housing my DMX controller for approximately 10 years now. This bag has been holding up pretty good, and it definitely serves a lot of amazing purposes for me because not only does it have the DMX controller and power conditioner mount that I've built, but also I put other stuff in it. Like you got these cool side pockets here and here. And sometimes I put cables in there or random things or whatever. So in most cases recently, not only do I have my DMX controller and power conditioner mount, but sometimes I throw some gaff tape back in there. Other times I may throw them in the side pockets. Again, things move around the bag, but for the most part, in here is where I house the DMX controller. So, and also in addition, lately, because of my guy Soundman Mike, he hooked me up with the GSG box. It's an exclusive Secret Squirrel DSP processor. You're not going to really find much information about it, but it makes my system sound amazing. So I have this in there. Here's the power cable for the GSG. Here's the flare con with the power and the DMX cable already attached. Here's the main attraction of the bag. On top is the DMX controller, and on the bottom is the power strip. Here's the power cable connected to the power strip. And generally on a desktop, what I would do is connect my DMX cable from the flare con right into the back of it, and then I would plug the flare con in over here somewhere. And of course from the DDJ and other stuff on the desktop, they plug into the back of the other plug. So let's talk about this bag a little bit more. So here it is right here, nothing too deep, and in fact it's not even that well padded. Here's how thin the entire bag is, if you guys can even see that. So that's pretty much the gist of what's inside of it. And you have this, remember this old school piece of cardboard wrapped with some plastic or something like that. So I'm not dissing the bag. It's been doing its job phenomenally over the years. I've been careful and it served its purpose greatly. But what I thought was of an idea, since I had the Freedom Strips laying around one day, and I have this amazing ability to look at shapes and see if it fits or whatever. So I was curious to know,
will this fit in the AC-427?
And the answer is yes. And I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to put all this stuff in there. So here's the deal. I got to get this contraption inside the 427, the flare con, the GSG box, and the power cable for the GSG. I'm still trying to figure the idea of these rolls of gaff tape. I may actually put those in the red bag where I keep the mini Kenters, but that's another video. Okay everybody, so just like I showed you in the other bag, here's that separator piece if you were going to use this with some Freedom Strips, and here's the other two little pieces if you were going to make separate compartments. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to need this. Right now I'm already thinking to put that big piece back in the bottom just to get a little bit more cushion down there. So in fact, let's just go ahead and do that. So if you guys are asking yourself,
what's the fuss? Why put all the extra padding in there like that?
Well,
why not?
And another thing I didn't mention was the rubber feet right here. So that's always a plus to help keep some grip. So the same way cables have cable memory, right now the bag has bag memory because it was folded and stored and shipped and all that. So it's gonna take a little time to just kind of loosen up and open up. So let's go ahead and see how it works out. So first things first, I got the DMX controller. I have the DMX controller inside the bag. It's pushed all the way up against the front wall here, and I just wanted to show you guys how much space I still have in the back. Now that I know that this fits in comfortably from side to side without having to fight it to get into the bag, I'm gonna go ahead and push this cable all the way over here to that side. So here's the deal with the GSG box. There's a little toggle switch here. It's really, really small. I don't want to break that off, so obviously I'm not going to store this in the downward position. And this is the top of the box as it sits on the desktop with my system once I plug it up next to the DDJ. So I want to make sure that this part right here is rested up against the back padding of this bag. And there's nothing to really break off right here by this sitting on some padding down at the bottom. But what I will do to not scuff up the bottom here is I'm just going to take one of these pads right here and separate it in between the DMX controller and that, and I'm comfortable with that. The other thing that I still need to get in here is the flare con, right? So this is going to take a little finesse because I generally do leave the DMX and the power cable connected. But if there's any kind of struggle or resistance to this, I'm just going to remove the cable, and that'll be something else that I'll have to, you know, put together. But it's not a big deal because everything's all velcroed and twisted and velcroed again, so not a big deal. But let's see what happens if you know, I try to get this in here. And I feel like that might be a bit of a problem. So yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and disconnect this, and not a big deal, right? I would much rather have to deal with this not getting beat up than otherwise, right? So there we go. And again, I got the other pad right here, so what I could do is use this as a bit of a separator between the GSG like this. I think that's okay up against the DMX controller right there. So here's the front pocket. I can put the power cable for the GSG right there. I'll just kind of rest this down here. There it is. All right, everybody, I'm excited because I have now a much sleeker, smaller, shorter bag, plus padded with extra padding on the bottom. Hey, that's a win for me. Now, no downplay to the bag I was using before. It did its job very, very phenomenally. Plus, I was always super careful with it. And that's just me in general with all of my gear, padded bag, case or not. I'm always super careful because this is an investment. Just up front, there is a little bit more space in the top of the bag. In fact, I can definitely get some more stuff in there if I wanted to, but I probably will not. I'll find a new home for the gaff tape. The card that was in the top of here, I'm gonna just go ahead and take the back side of it, and I'm gonna write DMX on it. So I know by just simply looking at this bag, I am never confused with the Freedom Strips versus this is my DMX bag, right? There it is. So there it is, party people, the AC-427 by Arriba Cases. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making the video. And of course, if you have any questions or just want to say something cool, leave it all in the comment section below. Let me know.
Do you like this bag? Do you hate this bag?
And lastly, if you guys don't mind, smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and of course, if you want to keep up with the videos here on G5 Productions, then rock that bell. I'm Gerald with G5 Productions DJ Sound and Lighting, and if you would like to learn more about us, you could always visit www.gfireproductions.com. Let's party.